This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa. Save 10% plus free shipping with code NUTSDEAL. CheapAir.com. Save $5 off any flight in the U.S. with code MMACheapAir. Stamps.com. $45 in free postage with code MMA. TicketNetwork.com. Save 5% off $100 or more with code PODCAST5. Get 15% off with code MMANUTS at DefenseSoap.com. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 264.
264.
My name's Ingo Weigel.
Matt Groth, MMA show by my fans, for my fans, where we walk the line between serious and ridiculous.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
You made fun of me the other week because I fucked up the intro.
Yeah.
I literally, even after having done this 200 some times already,
yes.
and then some, have to think about what I'm about to say. Is that fucked up or what? Like,
well, I'm zoned out sometimes. I guess I couldn't see it.
I'm like, what am I supposed to say? And sometimes you start counting and I'm not ready. And
Well,
I'm
I
like,
jumped the ship today.
what am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Why is he waiting so long? I'm sitting here. I usually like to go thumbs up, and I'm going couple.
Like a deer in
double
the headlights,
pumping.
just about to have a panic attack. I'm like,
So like
oh
come
yeah,
at you.
that's right.
100 times, 100 miles per hour.
Absolutely. You know, I've been feeling.
What? Under the weather?
No, I feel great actually.
Oh,
I haven't been happier in a long time. But I'm saying it's weird because there hasn't been like MMA on really, and there's been like no news. And then last week there was some news. We were off last week, but it's like the quiet before the storm, right? Shit's about to go down.
Yeah, we had some stuff going on this week.
Yeah, we do. What's happening?
Where do we should start? I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Let's start with Urijah Faber. And some crazy woman breaks into his house.
Yes. Well, the videos I saw, which were quite weird, is apparently some fat drunk lady broke into his house.
I don't know. Her ass looked pretty sweet.
Well, I didn't see that picture.
But
should I look for this picture? Is it that good?
I don't know. It's potato quality at best.
Okay.
She was face down, bare ass up, by the way.
That's perfect.
But then when you take into account what the shit, piss, and vomit that were probably all over her, I'm probably out.
Well,
probably out. But lay down what really happened.
I don't get the story though. It's like they open the door, it's someone ringing the bell. She runs in, goes to their bathroom, locks herself in there, shits and pukes, and pisses everywhere. But wait a second. How does this person know where the bathroom is?
Right. And would you let someone just walk into your house and not... If it's a woman, I'm tackling the bitch. I'm sorry. You don't just walk into my house. I'm not gonna...
You don't play that?
No.
Okay.
You're probably not... If you're a woman, you're probably not gonna get choked out, but you never know. If you've entered my domicile,
you might get fucking...
Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
It's like,
I'm just saying.
Doing something.
I'm just saying. So that's why it sounds weird. I don't quite buy the story.
I'm thinking, what else could it be? Could it be like one of the dudes was like, what do you call that? Going hogging, right? Because those guys are all like 120 pounders, so they're all like, hey, we're going hogging! And then this chick wouldn't leave or whatever, and so they called the cops.
Exactly.
They're like,
fuck, we can't get her out.
We can't pick her up. She's too heavy.
Too fucking heavy. She shit all over her piss. Well, the cops didn't even clean it up, but he had to end up cleaning all the shit, puke and piss. Fuck that shit. Yeah. And he's like, it's 3 in the morning. Isn't there a service I can call? This is bullshit. Now I'm the goddamn janitor. Yeah. But all these Team Alpha Male guys, they were posting some video earlier. They all have their shirts off.
Oh, really?
They just not subscribe to wearing shirts.
They're weird.
I don't get it. Except for Paige Van Zandt. She was there, but she's wearing a shirt.
There's some gayness going on over there. Mm-hmm. I question things.
Mm-hmm.
I question it.
So, we had that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's all this TJ Dillashaw, Urijah Faber, parting of ways.
Crying between each other.
Dillashaw leaves, goes to train at Team Elevation in Colorado with Clay Guida and Matt Browne also going to be there. Mm-hmm. And Dillashaw is saying he's getting paid to train out there now. And it's really sounding like the door has been opened. So TJ Dillashaw, I can't fucking speak.
That's right.
TJ Dillashaw.
He's like...
Coming in loud and clear.
Okay.
TJ Dillashaw is supposed to fight Dominic Cruz here shortly, but you know Dominic's gonna get fucking injured.
They're shit talking. There's all the bad blood going on.
But What do you think the odds are that if Dillashaw gets injured, Faber steps in now to fight? Because it almost sounds like, I don't know if all this is premeditated, but it's coming to a head that the two of those guys are going to fight, Faber and Dillashaw.
Is it some old school like fuckery where they're both like, let's make some money, or is this real beef? What's going on? I'm confused.
I don't know, because Faber, he just seems like too nice of a guy at times, you know?
Well, even the whole thing, like, I think that, you know, I've been on the Conor McGregor hype train for a while, and I'm starting to really get excited about him. And even he was like I can't not like the guy. Like, he's, like, I tried to hate him, but I just couldn't do it. Like, he kind of grows on you. It's weird. So Faber is a really nice guy, but I'm wondering, the whole thing with Ludwig and the whole situation, and why would, if Ludwig was wrong, why would TJ go there? You know, and then on top of that is, how are they, I don't get, they're paying him to train. So how does that benefit him? I don't really get it.
Benefit who?
Ludwig. Why would it benefit him to pay TJ to train?
Well, he's not paying him. It's Elevation. So Bang is not Elevation. That's a completely different group.
Oh, so it's like the Hendricks deal. There's a ownership company. Yeah. Oh, I see.
But I don't know if they're taking I doubt they're taking a percentage, but they're at least paying him to come train. They didn't release all the details.
Interesting.
But when you talk about Conor McGregor, he also added a little fuel to the fire, saying that TJ is a snake in the grass.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe Faber told him some shit.
Maybe. And then I think that fired all this up and blew it up to epic proportion, because when Dillashaw announced all this, then everyone was bombarding his Instagram. Fucking snake in the grass, you're a fucking snake in the grass, you left your boy, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. So a lot of he said, she said this week, so.
Doesn't sound like grown men. It sounds like a bunch of women bickering back and forth, right?
We'll see what happens with that.
Don't worry, man. They can't kill us. They're only 120 pounds.
It'd probably take like 10 of them. Like, you just sit down over here.
Yes. Smash them together.
Put them in the corner like a fucking preschool. That'll work out. So what else?
Just a quick one. Mayhem Miller makes the news again.
I didn't want to talk about
allegedly see, now it's contagious. Allegedly attacks police officer. Okay, and gets himself arrested again. It's weird. That's all I have to say.
What's that brain injury shit that a lot of these people get when they have like
TMI?
No, there's a CM something. Is it CME?
It's a traumatic brain injury.
He's showing
TBI.
Signs of being fucked up.
SDI.
You know, remember it started with the church. He like fucked up a church many years ago.
Yep.
And it's just this progressing of, he's just getting worse and worse.
Could it be all the weed he's smoking?
No. Not
when he was smoking all that weed? And that I was like, what is he doing?
The real sports guy is plotting his escape route.
I gotta get out of here.
I could kick your ass, the cameraman's ass, and your ass. I'll take all y'all at the same time. Be here all night. And so will you with this interview. Like, you fucking crazy bastard. He's like, where's my wiener dog? I'll smoke him up. Oh my God. Man. It's just so sad. Like, you see a guy who, you know, think back to when he was in Strikeforce, and he was almost the first guy to submit Jake Shields. You know, he had him in a rear naked choke, I think, at the end of the second round. The only thing that saved Shields was the bell ringing. And then there was all that lead up and the brawl with the Diaz brothers, and I think Mayhem was the one who got the worst end of that.
Oh yeah.
But they never fought, and they should have. But then it just kept cycling into this crazier. And I think it was the role that he played on Here Comes the Boom. When he played that crazy, I don't know what the character was.
Oh yeah,
with some fighter.
He went on the MMA Hour.
Yes.
And came out and like did the weirdest interview in the history of like yes. And
so I think that's where it all started. Like, you see him slipping and slipping, and now we're just like arrest, domestic violence, attacking police.
He shaved his dog and painted it pink or some shit.
Oh my god! I don't want to say lock the guy away, but he needs some help. Get him some help, man.
Counseling. Go on the Dr. Phil show.
I don't know about these things.
Do that shit.
He knows about these
That's good for you, man. My wife watches that show.
Ingo watches that show.
I do watch it sometimes. Depends if it's a good topic. Not like if it's like people bitching at each other. But he's pretty fair. Like, believe it or not, he's a pretty good counselor guy. So he's very fair. and I think he could get up there and straighten that motherfucker out, straighten his life out, be all good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
As it would say, this fucking guy.
Exactly. Yes.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Moving right along. So Nick Diaz, I saw his petition just surpassed, I want to say it was 113,000 people.
Nice.
That went on that White House petition, said, hey, you know, let's repeal this ban that the NSAC has put on him. And it's actually the #2 most voted on petition on the White House website right now.
What's #1?
I don't know. I didn't even look. I just kept seeing, is it going to make #1? Is it going to make #1?
Wow.
So with that being said, do you think the White House will even respond to this, seeing how their history of responding to important things is like 1 out of 100, and then they just bury shit. They just bury it.
Nope.
Why not? Is this not important? Is this not?
Next year is an election year, too. They got better things to do. Fuck around with this. So I don't know. Why do they even have this? I'm not sure.
Well, just, you know, a good fan starting a petition online, and where else to start a petition?
Do it with
it's
the
going to
White
be
House.
very public. You know,
we should start a movement.
I could start one every day.
I'm sure you can.
But I think the big thing in all this is at least it shows Nick Diaz all the support.
Yeah.
You know, you get a raw deal and you got 100+. You had even fucking Cher tweeting out support for Nick Diaz. What the fuck?
Maybe Cher likes MMA.
I don't know if Cher's managing her Twitter account, but hey, whoever's doing that, good on you.
Yes.
Because that guy needs all the support he can get. But
you can.
You know, it's good to see, and hopefully some, you know, obviously the White House isn't going to respond, but hopefully something good comes out of it.
You never know. Good.
Say, weed is bad. We uphold your 5-year suspension. You'll never fight again.
They get 10.
Yes, and even GSP was in support of Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
He's like, we need the people like the Nick Diaz. He's good for sport.
Yeah.
Awesome, Nick, or...
GSP. There's rumors of him supposedly coming back to fight.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't
Think
know.
any truth to that?
Hard to say. I mean, he's what, 37?
He's up there. He's
What's the
36,
point?
37.
No point. There's really no point for him to do it right now. I don't see it.
Yeah, if I'm him, I stay away. And then speaking of GSP, how about Sage Northcutt training at North Star, not North Star, but TriStar. Got Northcutt, TriStar.
Man,
we're on fire today. You can tell we've been off for a week. But and then I'll post the video of him doing all those ninja flips and all the other fighters trying to do the flips and not quite making it work. But you know, he said he was going up to TriStar to test it out for a little bit and see. And I think we all forget, you know, he's, I don't know, 18 or 19, super young, still going to college. I think it was Texas A&M. I could be wrong there. And so he's trying to reduce the amount of time he's spending at college as far as like credit hours and that to focus more on training. But it's like a lot to take in if you're this kid, man. Like, fuck, what do you do? Like, do you put your college career on hold and then just go train full time? Because you gotta...
You have to. Until you gotta ride it till the wheels fall off. Because youth is you can't stop it. It's gonna get, you're gonna get old. So you can always go back to school. You can't always be an MMA fighter. So if that's what you want to do.
Well, maybe unless you get the brain damage, and then you're so dumb. But at least, why waste your brain cells on getting smart if you're gonna end up dumb anyway?
That's right.
So I will advocate. Yes, you should fight. Fuck school.
No, for sure. Why not? He has an opportunity. I mean, it's. I would tell anybody that if they were in that same position, no matter what the situation might be. If it was some other sport, doesn't matter.
Counterpoint. Think about all the pussy he's getting at school, though.
Oh, dude.
So I think he needs to ride it out for a couple semesters.
It doesn't matter, school or no school. Plus, I mean, he started hanging out with Rory McDonald, who's like came up in the same situation. Maybe get some pointers, whatever, and you know, bring in the crazy. Could be a good combo. You never know.
I think that's a phenomenal place. Think about that.
Yeah.
You get to train with fucking GSP and Rory McDonald and have Firas Zahabi as your head coach. Jesus Christ.
Now
how
that's
many people,
a head coach.
How many people get that opportunity?
Well,
not many.
Not that many.
I'll tell you that. Hey, speaking of head coaches.
I knew it.
Go ahead.
Did you see
Lay it on me,
Rousey's mom on this like television show talking about running over Edmund Targaryen and that he's basically a hack and Ronda doesn't need him, and he didn't want to train Ronda initially, and fuck that guy, and I can't fucking stand him.
Hey, she made some good points because she was a world. This is her talking. I'm paraphrasing to some extent. She's a world-class athlete. You know, anybody's going to have success with her. Anybody. And then take into account, look at the people that have gone to train with him. When you're looking at Travis Browne and Jake Ellenberger, they have not been super successful training there.
No.
So what are you going to say? I thought you were going to give me some pushback on that.
I'm holding myself back.
Why?
What?
So she would get as much training or as coaching out of a dog pile shit or pile of dog shit.
All right, I will say this.
Go.
I wasn't gonna say it because I was still thinking about it earlier when we were talking about it.
Say it.
My thing is that I'm not pro him or against him, or whatever. I'm just saying that sometimes, in order to achieve greatness, it's the combination that makes it happen, and it may be something that combines that doesn't make sense that it's together.
Chocolate and peanut butter?
Yeah, right. You know, I don't know. That's a great example.
Oh, motherfucker.
I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Chocolate, peanut butter, whatever. So it's sriracha sauce pretty much on anything, you know, if you want to go that way. But
Count Chocula, Miss Piggy?
Yeah.
What?
Sure.
You can't say that. Alleged.
Allegedly. No, but maybe it's the combo that makes it great. Whether it's for some reason, if he is in her head that much where he's mentally fucking making her think like she's unstoppable, it doesn't matter if he's doing it physically. From listening to her on the Rogan podcast, she relies on him a lot emotionally, and unless it's all bullshit, it seems like she needs him to be that close with her. And if there's a coach that's better than him that doesn't do the same thing, maybe she's not as great. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if it's at the point where he's a superstition to her.
Could be. Sure.
You know,
like a rabbit's foot.
Yeah. So I have one superstition. So we're watching my daughter's soccer game, and I don't know how much time's left in the fourth quarter. They're up 2-0. My wife goes, "Oh, they got a shutout. I hope they keep this shutout going." Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. You just said that, and I thought about it. That is the one superstition I have. You don't ever fucking say that because it's from hockey. Watches so many games. Every time they said shutout, boom, within a minute they score. But anyway, so I wonder if Edmund is her superstition as I transition back into it.
Yes.
Where I don't know in her mind, where does she view him? Does she view him as, oh, he's a great coach, or hey, he's a coach that got me to this point, and I don't want to break up anything. It's like wearing my red panties, as Conor McGregor would say.
Red panty day.
That's right. Put those red panties on, or whatever it is, but you don't want to break tradition or superstition in this point.
Could be. That makes a lot of sense, actually. You're a smart man, Matt Griffith.
I don't know. I try to play one on TV.
Well, and now she's got the whole thing with her newfound boyfriend.
Yeah, what's up with this?
Travis Browne.
And he was cleared of all wrongdoing in any of the domestic violence shit, and I believe he has custody of his children also.
Oh, I didn't realize he even had kids. Okay.
Yeah, so like all those people that were blaming all the domestic violence on him and saying, fuck that guy, you know what? Fuck you. He's right, you're wrong. And it's been proved out. So I just want to say that. Because I don't like when everybody jumps the shit. It's like we've talked about. Yeah.
It's like a mat, and then you jump to it.
Like, this is the worst fucking idea I've ever heard of. Office Space reference. Yes. Please check out the movie.
They get it.
I watched it again the other day.
It's the best.
Fucking great movie. Yes. But yeah, so now these two are dating. Is this something I need to be concerned with, or something that's important? Why? It's almost like every week I gotta hear about this guy's deal.
I don't even know why he brought it all up. I think he's more like, yeah, I'm fucking hitting that. So he's like, all right, I'll let you go out there and say you're hitting that. So she comments a little bit.
Hitting that, and I'm not hitting that.
Yeah, her comment was more like, I don't talk about my personal life. Next. Like, okay, great.
It all works out.
Yeah, whatever. So it's weird. It's all good. He's a big man. She's a big woman. Seems like a good combo.
I'm okay with that.
They make like world-class babies.
Yeah, could you imagine that? Wow. That is some scary shit. Like the kid that's gonna come out of her.
Yep.
And if she raises a kid the way her mom raised her, plus you have the gene pool from Travis Browne, Good Lord. That's a killer. That's a killer, whatever comes out.
My guess is that Rousey will treat her daughter, if she ever has one, totally 180 of how her mom treated her.
Like, just totally baby her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Girly girl.
From the way she talked, I think deep down in there's a very, like emotionally scarred little girl, like, in there. But that's just been, like, chiseled into this really fierce warrior. But that little thing in there, like, I think that comes out when she has a daughter, and probably that's the part that, seeps through. Not that crazy, I will rip your fucking arm off and take it home with me.
Not the dog that loves the smell of her vagina. Right.
Not that.
Way to bring it down.
Nice.
Her words, not mine.
I know.
Her words, not mine.
Hey, I gotta ask you this question.
Go.
I think you'll be excited about this.
I'm always in.
Did you see that they are now including leg reach as an official stat in the UFC?
No. When's this starting? Soon?
It's already started. They started putting leg reach right now for Dustin Poirier, Joe Duffy. They got leg reach in there.
Who's winning in this leg reach arena?
Joe Duffy, apparently. 41 inches.
I'm good with this.
Yeah. So
I never take that into account, though, whenever I'm thinking about a fight. I used to think, wow, that's a big deal. Now I don't even care.
Don't care about it anymore? Leg reach?
Well, most just thinking about Jon Jones, like 84.5-inch reach. Yeah. I think he's tied with Stefan Struve.
For leg reach? Or
no,
wingspan?
Yes, the wingspan.
They should just call it.
Most of the people, well, Struve never would use that. Jon Jones would actually use the reach so he could poke you in the fucking eyes and go,
Bing.
blink, bink, got you twice. I need to double up and go single hands, not the straight up.
I have
hey Mo!
Yeah.
And some fucking Three Stooges action.
So that's cool. They're adding shit.
Whatever. Yes. Being very progressive. But speaking of not being progressive, of being fucking weird, how about this UFC Reebok commercial that just came out? Wow. It was probably it'll be the second funniest thing in the show that I'll talk about this week, where they say, this is what the UFC looks like. This is what swagger, family, power, and belief look like. Hey, this is what jacking off looks like.
Nice.
Oh my God, this is I can't even wrap my head around it, because I looked at it had 226 upvotes and 3,779 downvotes at the last time I looked at this video. Nice. Why would you even put that shit up?
Oh my God.
Seriously, why would you put that shit up? I'm talking to you, UFC, and to you, Reebok. Because then I started thinking about this more, as I'm getting very fired up here. I think that this Reebok deal is the ultimate troll job by the UFC. I think they're literally fucking with everybody. You can't put that shit up and think that's what we're about. Who fucking designed this? Just Reebok, and the UFC's just rubber stamping it? Print it! Just print it!
Yes.
One and done, buddy!
Like, hi, yeah, that's how we want it.
Gibler, Melendez, print it! One and done!
Yeah.
What the seriously, I'm so beyond words as to how terrible that shit is.
Hey, man.
And they're posting it on their YouTube, and they're leaving it on their YouTube.
Oh, I think it's going on net and TV, too. The TV spot.
This is what the UFC looks like. Really? How many of those fight kits have you seen out in the wild?
None.
Woof!
Not a one.
Woof!
Well, they have them at the events. I assume people buy them there.
Woof!
Put them on.
Spend my $95. Woof!
Fuck that.
Or $75 because they weren't selling.
Nope.
Anyway.
Well,
what else do you want to talk about?
I got good news again. I'm full of good news.
Go ahead. I like good news.
There is a new MMA committee that is going to form and take a look at certain things like 12-6 elbows, 10-8 rounds, on and on. What do you think? Good? Bad?
I like it. I just wonder, is anybody going to do anything about it? Because I forgot who was all in this committee. It was like, I want to say Matt Hughes.
Yeah,
who else is it? John McCarthy.
Couture, Matt Hughes, John McCarthy, Jeremy Horn.
Yep.
There's a couple of referees.
So it's like legends in the sport.
David Watson, Matt Woodruff, Brian Dunn, head of the Nebraska Athletic Commission, so on. So, I mean, these are prestigious guys. Like, if you believe everything you read in the McCarthy book, he, of course, made up a lot of the rules, according to him, that came from MMA.
Which may or may not be true. I don't know.
Allegedly. So maybe that's a good thing. He's involved. And,
well, someone, we've talked about it for years. I mean, we have all these stupid rules that just need to be changed. We're at a point where just change this shit. I don't think you're going to get soccer kicks. I really want those. I know. That's the only way I would like soccer, Ingo.
I remember every time
soccer kick.
Every time we talk about that, and Keith is around, he's like, they can do that.
You know what we should do is we gotta show them some pride shit, like some Shogun or some Vanderlei Silva. Oh my god!
You know what we could do? We could fuck with them and pretend that pride vet is like a live
no,
thing.
I would never do that.
Like, yeah, man, it's good stuff.
But man, because with some of those guys, you took away their most effective weapons when they came over to UFC. And I mean, I
Mark Kerr with his headbutts.
Yeah, I'm okay with all this. I think. It's a street fight.
Yeah. Street
fight at the end of the day. Anything goes. Okay. As long as you're not using a weapon. But I say that.
Can you hit them with your cock is my question.
If you want to, please. He's rendered senseless! Oh my god! It is all over!
That's by Mushroom Cloud.
Yes. But yes, I think this is way overdue. Like changing just some of the basic shit. Like kneeing. I'd like to see you be able to knee a downed opponent. Playing the game. Touch the ground. I'm not. I'll touch the ground.
That one's a death.
Just fucking kick him in the head.
Like, just kill somebody already. Fuck this. Let people know.
Hey, the rules aren't going to kill someone, and performance-enhancing drugs aren't going to kill someone. Weight cutting is going to kill somebody.
Yeah, potentially.
So, it is what it is. Just let's. I'll save my last good story. Let's talk about some rumors.
Okay.
So there's rumors floating around about Jon Jones. They just showed him deadlifting 545 pounds with possibly the worst form I've ever fucking seen someone do a deadlift on. Just completely straight legging it. And I'm not a powerlifting guru, but I can tell you. Goddamn right. Cha-ching, I'm here again. The form was atrocious, but he still deadlifted 545.
Oh, yeah.
That's
you got it
a fucking lot of weight for someone who's
got chicken legs.
Yeah,
like this big.
Yeah, and he looks like he's beefing up. And the rumor floating around right now is that he's going to move up to heavyweight.
I wonder why though. It's weird.
What?
Why would he do that?
Because he's talked about moving up to heavyweight. But do you think when he comes back he goes straight to heavyweight? Or does he go back to light heavyweight first, get the title, and then go to heavyweight?
What if it's an ultimate mindfuck? He says, you know what? I never lost that belt. I'm going to go get the heavyweight belt. Fuck you, light heavyweight.
Yes.
I'm not coming back down there because that's my belt already.
Yes.
And then everybody and anybody who holds that belt will be tainted.
I love it.
Forever.
That's the ultimate.
Forever.
That's the ultimate Jon Jones.
Can you imagine?
Post on Twitter and then delete it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Just, guys, stay off the Twitter. Okay, seriously, it's a bad move.
I think it costs people more jobs and gains them more jobs.
Don't rant on Twitter. There's no point. Yeah, you rant to your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. It doesn't. To your dog. I mean, it doesn't matter. But don't do it in text where it's there forever.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot.
Unless you're a politician, because then I think you can't search their old tweets now. But
you can't.
Anyway.
Oh really?
Yes. Well, there was an aggregating service that used to be able to pull all the politicians' old tweets so you could go back on them and say, and then Twitter blocked that, so they can't do that anymore. Thanks, dicks. Anyway, so, hey, the other thing about Jon Jones, did you know he's like the pound for pound best public speaker at kids events since he has to do 72 of those now?
Nice.
Knocked out like 7 in one day.
Perfect.
He's not playing games. He got 72. He's going to knock it out in what, a week, did you say?
A week. 10 days. He's done. I think the judge doesn't, like I was saying, I don't think the judge realizes what they're dealing with here. These people are manic and obsessive. Could you imagine if GSP got the sentence? He'd do 2 days.
One. I was going to say one.
Done. I will do 35 in one day and 35 next day. I'm done. That's it. Well, that's a smart way to do it. I mean, just fucking grind it out.
Because then you don't have to keep thinking about, I'm training and I got to do this. You should knock that shit out probably, I mean, even if it was a month, you do 2.5 a day, it's done.
Yeah.
And he's doing 7. Fuck, 1 week, this guy is going to be out. I love it. Well, it'll be a little longer a week. My math is a little off, but I'm assuming
you cannot keep up this stamina, Matt. It's impossible.
His cardio is unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's unpenetrable.
So, your last story is?
I got 2 more.
Okay.
Another rumor for you. Actually, 3 more. Another rumor floating around, that the UFC is going to cut 50 fighters.
Whoa.
And they just did 6, I think, the other day.
It's quite shocking when you told me about 20 minutes ago.
So I was looking at the flyweight division, Ingo. There's 34 fighters in the flyweight division. I'm just kind of wondering, do you think, I'm kind of praying,
just cut that whole
do you
division?
think they're going to cut the whole division, please?
Right. That would be messed up.
Well, why? Fuck that. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck those little guys.
Mighty Mouse don't draw. So
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
I think you start at 125.
Chop it.
Chop that, and then I'm going to say 90% of those guys can move up anyway. Everybody's cutting weight.
Yeah.
There'll all be 35ers.
Like, you're not out of the UFC, but you're not fighting at 125.
Yeah. Why not? And then just see how that works. And then after a while, 135, cut that fucker. Everyone goes up to 45.
Everyone's got to juice up.
Eventually, it's just going to be heavyweights.
Yes. You want to fight here? You get bigger.
Yeah.
Just like Japan. It's like, you take the steroids?
We like the no test for
No, you fight
steroid.
170? Oh, no, you fight 185.
Yeah, we no test. You good. You're good.
Yes.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll see this next week, but
Monday probably,
yeah,
Monday morning.
I mean, that's a lot of people to cut over a few days. I mean,
Is
it's
the
not
roster's
anything out
500
of
some?
yeah. There's like
10%.
550. Yeah.
So
And the other side of that coin is the UFC struggling, and that's why we're cutting. Kind of like McDonald's, as you were telling me, not doing so hot right now.
there's a lot of rumors that McDonald's is going to be in big trouble before end of year, and they may just totally shut down, which I doubt will happen.
I don't believe that, but
they're saying that
struggling.
over half of their stores are not making money. So
People want healthier options.
yeah, and they
Can't
want people to be
dog
nice
shit.
to you, like they are at Chick-fil-A. I think they're all on drugs there, so it's fine. They're religious, so that is kind of a drug.
They don't like the gays.
They don't. They close on Sundays.
That's weird.
Well, no, because it's a religious. That's why they don't like.
Oh, they're so religious.
yeah.
We gotta be.
Sunday's a day for the Lord, and they don't like the gays. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I love the gays, and I'll still eat their fucking chicken.
Good,
so
good for you.
Whatever.
Taking a stand.
I'm going to buy chicken. I'm not going like if I want to
for your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
You get a free
chicken.
Bible
Fuck
instead
it.
of like a fucking toy in
Yes.
your little McDonald's
Whatever.
Happy Meal.
They don't like the gays. Fine, just make me a good fucking sandwich and shut up.
That's right.
I'm not
Sandwich
listening
and
to your
shut the fuck up.
politics. But whatever. So,
I like this.
anyways, what's next?
USADA.
Oh Jesus! Speaking of gays,
a couple weeks ago, we were talking about USADA
man.
and their drug testing, and Ronda Rousey was the most tested fighter with 5 drug tests.
yes,
And they posted all the stats. They said so far they've tested 54 athletes, and they've only done 90 total tests. It doesn't
Whoa.
sound like they've done that much, but
Nope.
I went down the list to see, okay, if Ronda Rousey was tested 5 times, and Vitor Belfort was tested once, and he's fighting Dan Henderson in Brazil next, by the way. So disappointing. Or great, I'm not sure. Thiago,
just boast juice to the gills.
it's fine. Like an old school, we're both going to TRTO.
All right.
It's good days.
We get caught, we get cut. Who cares?
Yeah, fuck it. We're near the end of our careers. What are they going to do? Ban us for 5 years? No, you're only going to get a year for steroids. So who else was next on the list of drug testing? So Thiago Alves, 4. Betch Correa, 4. Bigfoot Silva, 4. Todd Duffy, 4. Jimmy Manuwa, 3. Anthony Johnson, 3. Dan Henderson was 3 times.
Okay.
And then you had that Vitor Belfort at 1. So I just think it's kind of curious the choices there. I can get some of them, like the Bigfoot Silva, the Todd Duffy, the Anthony Johnson, the Vitor Belfort's the red flag.
Yeah.
Why is this guy 1 and Ronda Rousey at 5? I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know, Ingo. What's the last thing? So probably the best thing to happen all week, and we may have talked about it before, but Rampage on Twitch, maybe the best fucking thing ever invented. I swear to God. So he's sitting there. He doesn't know how to play these video games for shit. He's playing them, but the better part is that he's calling up fighters. So he calls up Rashad Evans the other day, and he's talking this and that, and then near the end of the conversation, it's like, "Hey, do you like dragons?" My fans want to know, "Do you like dragons, Rashad?" What do you mean? I feel like this is a joke. No. Like dragons? I'm just gonna say you don't like dragons. Well, I'm gonna be dragging these nuts up on your face next time we fight. Like, nice. Like fucking, and then him and Rashad had some good interaction going back and forth, and he's like, thanks, man, I really needed this. You really picked me up. Because Rashad's a little bit down from that fight against Bader, so
yeah,
it's good to see a little interaction. And just fucking Rampage, I think motherfucker is his favorite word. He's playing a game. Motherfucker! Get up! He's playing as himself, playing a UFC game, fighting people. Get up, motherfucker! What the fuck? Motherfucker? Like, god damn it, Rampage, look at you. $4.99 a subscription.
Yeah,
I love it.
Charges for it too.
Well, you can get some free content out of him.
Okay.
But that shit is funny, man.
He's trying to make that money, man. He's
smart, though.
Yeah.
Why not? He should do that, and he should be fucking putting all sorts of sponsorship. Wearing sponsor shirts.
Twitch is where it's at, eh?
That's what they say.
I know. I keep looking at that. We should get on Twitch.
It's interesting.
Shit.
It's interesting. We play games. We're pretty good.
Sometimes. Not me. He's good. I suck.
I put hours in.
Yeah,
I do cardio. I play while I'm doing the cardio.
I did notice in Destiny that the gear is big. As I got better gear, I'm like, oh, my kill death ratio has gone like over double as it was.
It gets a little easier.
So maybe it wasn't my shitty skill. I just needed better gear.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, remember that game we were playing free for all though? I couldn't kill you at all.
It's that gun.
What the fuck? I gotta get the gun.
Yeah, it's some yellow gun. I don't know.
Yeah, I can only kill you using my superpowers.
Yes.
Which is fine.
It's all good.
It all works out.
Sometimes.
You got anything else for news? Or?
I'm done.
All right, let's move on. Let's get some.
That was a lot.
I don't know.
It's like 10.
It's 11:10. So let's hit some ass to nuts.
Ass to nuts.
Ass to nuts.
Perfect.
It's already banned from every place.
Facebook says no.
Okay, I don't know how to fuck pronounce your name. So Gills the Illest. Do you think there should be a UFC versus Bellator championship? Champs versus champs?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say no.
Why not? Come on.
Only if they could do steroids. What? Because the UFC fighters are gonna destroy the Bellator. Bellator is like all UFC rejects and a couple other guys that might not do well.
Could possibly might not do well. Yeah. Speaking of which, like World Series fighting, I saw there's like Vinny Magalhaes and like somebody. What the fuck is his
Man
name?
Hamill.
Yeah, Man Hamill.
The Silencer.
Yes, the Silencer. Exactly.
His nickname, not mine.
Rear naked choked or whatever, some weird submission thing, and then
knee barred him.
And
then his cornerman comes in and fucking like does some pro wrestling move on Vinny and drops him. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know, but it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Fitch was on that card too.
Kami, and they said it was pretty much Fitched.
Yep.
Hence why both those guys got cut from the UFC. Not entertaining.
No.
And Fitch did look a lot smaller since testing positive.
What?
There's some sort of steroid.
He would never do steroids.
Fight.
Never.
Yeah. No one does, Ingo. No one. Ryan Smith asked, do you think McGregor should go up to 155 after he fights Aldo?
Yes.
Or should he stay at 145 and fight Edgar?
Nah. Fuck Frankie.
I'd run away from Edgar.
Yeah,
no part. You don't want that guy.
Like,
that's death.
No.
155 is a good move.
The guy cannot be knocked out, and he has cardio forever. You can't. How do you beat that?
Choke that bitch.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, you could try, but
run away.
Cardio for days
win.
And cannot be knocked out. That's a problem.
Just lose. And you saw what Chad Mendes, how easily he was able to take McGregor down on like 2 weeks of training.
Yeah.
And zero cardio. So that's just, you want none of that fight. None of that fight. Last question. Gregory the Fountain. Not to help promote other shows / podcasts, but what are some of your favorite MMA-related podcasts to listen to? I don't know. I love the Joe Rogan and Fight Companions when they have those.
Yeah.
I like to watch them without the fights, just to hear what they're talking about. What else do I prefer? I'll watch the MMA Beat. I try to watch less of it now, but I enjoy that. I think Luke Thomas does a great job when he's on there. And when he's not, the show blows. Mm-hmm. I'll watch the MMA Hour every once in a while, but not. I don't care so much about the interviews per se. I'd prefer to hear people talking about a topic.
Yeah.
You know, and engaging in that. And Fighter and a Kid as an example of how it could have been something great and how it's turned into something not great now, because my t-shirts are dropping next week, man. We're making so much fucking money. Our numbers are so huge and this and that. And anytime there's a guest on, let's just suck their dicks and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to badmouth, but I'm just saying it's changed and they're slowly dropping.
Yeah.
Anything else MMA related?
Well, it's funny. I agree with the Joe Rogan thing. I definitely used to listen to him a lot more. Now I pretty much only listen to him when there's MMA related stuff or a particular person that's on a topic I'm already interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But for other MMA stuff, I just don't. I mean, really, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but not that. I'm big on Tim Ferriss. I got really into like Serial, which is that podcast about like a murder thing, and then from that there's a thing called Detective. You should check that out. That's short. It's like 10-12 minutes, sometimes less than 10 minutes even, and this season is about a retired murder investigator for some place in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's creepy shit, like the shit that he talks about, and it's just his voice. And it just, if you're at all interested in like crime and like how people think and stuff, like in a way, it is just like, whoa. So that I like to do that because I like to mix it up. So like some days some days I want vanilla, other days I want chocolate, then I want some strawberry. I don't like to just go same flavor all day.
Well, I try to get away from the MMA now too. I was listening to all those, but I don't want to have my mind influenced by what these other people are talking about. Yeah. And I notice that as I'm listening, I'm like, I need that shit to stay out of my head. Yeah. I want my opinions to be mine, and I feel like if I start listening to too much of that,
to kind of pair it
starts to come in. And I've tried to tune those out, and then I'm doing the same thing like you. I like to listen to different styles of like how people approach the podcast, and even with ours, like I was telling Ingo, like there's such a discrepancy between the audio version and the video version. It's almost 5 or 6 to 1 on the audio side now, so. Like when we're talking, I have to consciously think about, okay, people aren't always watching what we're doing, so I have to make sure I'm explaining it better so that if you're listening, you know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes.
Or if there's a video up that I'm going to post sometime, like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? It doesn't make any sense right now.
There's a video. Right now there's a video of your mom.
That's fine. What's she doing?
Not your mom. I'm talking about.
Oh, what's going on?
The listener's mom.
Great.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Double pump that.
That's right.
Double pump. So just expanding the horizon.
Yes.
Broadening the parameter.
Of course. That's good stuff.
And then to some knowledge. Got anything for this week?
Well, I know you're not a fan of the show, but Walking Dead's back. Last week, watched the show. Thought it was amazing. A little confusing at first because they're first, it's great. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm gonna watch that fucker. My favorite show on TV, my favorite comic book. I can't believe you don't want to read it.
What?
Literally, The Walking Dead. Like the books, it isn't about the zombies, Matt. It's about the relationships from the people, and the zombies are just the catalyzing agent that causes all the other shit to happen.
So what should I read? The comic books or
The Walking Dead? Hell yeah, the show's good too, but it's on Amazon Prime, I believe. You want to watch the show? Why not?
I'm shaking my head as I just talked about. Hey, our audio listeners.
Yes.
I don't know. I tried it. It didn't work out. I tried one show.
The problem with that show is it's so deep,
and
that's how the comic is in a way too. The comic moves a little quicker, so they build it out because that's the only way it works. Is they have to lay the foundation because it's so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into that, you're like, whoa. So if you don't get through the first season, you don't get it. I feel like the second episode in the second season is when it started to pick up, and then you're like, okay, they've explained everything. Now the story gets to move forward. But the comics are faster, and they're way more brutal. Like shit that happens is just, you love it. But whatever. It's back. I'm loving it. It's good shit. There's nothing else on TV, so.
Here's a show I've been watching. It's just like a half hour. It's Rock Icons.
Oh.
It's on I believe it's the Palladia channel.
Okay.
That makes sense. But they'll just sit down for like a half hour, and there's maybe 4 minutes of commercials during that half hour. And so it's like every time there's a commercial break, it might be a minute. So I watched one with Nikki Sixx the other day from Motley Crue, and it'll talk about like how he started as a kid and kind of follows him and how he was driven to become the best, even though he wasn't the best player, the best bass player when he started. He became it because he wanted it so bad. So it's just kind of like what took these people from, you know, being a child to becoming the best in their field. And then the other one I watched was Dave Mustaine from, well, he was in Metallica and then was in Megadeth, and how he was driven. And then I forgot the woman from Heart was the other one. So I just have it to record any of those, but those are pretty sweet because then they'll also play some of their music in there while we listen to it. So
it sounds good. I don't know if I have Palladium on WoW.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah,
forgot what channel.
I don't think I have that. I think that's one of the channels they don't offer.
Just check Rock Icons.
Okay. Nice, good stuff. Yeah. Don't just do MMA, people. Like,
you gotta branch out.
Yeah, try some different shit. You know.
It's all good. I got nothing. I got like so hungry and need dinner.
Starving.
Shut it down.
That's been this week's edition of MMANUTS. My name's Edgar White.
Matt Griffith.
For you audio podcast listeners, go fuck yourselves.
That's right. Thanks for playing.